What's up guys, it's your Super Playaz back at it again with another video, and this time your host Tony G came in with that W and I won a release shop tournament. It was 5 rounds, it was pretty hard, and I won it with none other than U7. A lot of you guys are wondering, oh, you can't even see it because of the glare. A lot of you guys are wondering like, oh, can this card or what decks out there like keep up with the new meta? Yes, Shenron's out there, but I still think U7 is still a really powerful contender. It's not focusing, but let's get to the deck profile. Like I said, I won with Universe 7 Frieza, and this is the deck I love, and honestly, it's my favorite leader and my favorite deck, and it got me the W in my release tournament. I'm so happy about that, and it's a very powerful leader, and it's a powerful deck. Honestly, I think people should still run him. They shouldn't get on that hype train of Shenron because Shenron does have its flaws. But let's get into this deck profile. It's very standard, pretty much Universe 7 Frieza deck, but with a few little tweaks here and there. And let's get to it. And so I do run 4 Ready to Fight Son Goku. Specific decks, you want to find Viktor Strike as soon as possible, or even other cards like Universe 7 Frieza to pretty much lock out your opponent. But against Janemba, this is the perfect card. You don't want to use Frieza's effect, you want to search out. So you want to use this guy mainly, and because Janemba's going to want to mill you to death. It's going to deck you out pretty fast if you continuously use Frieza's effect. But we have Master Roshi, 4 Master Roshis, great negate, 1 drop, stops certain attacks, anybody like that's trying to kill you, or double strike you, or crit you, that comes in handy. And then we run 4 of those guys, and then we run 4 of the super combos. We do have a metallic foil because Tony G, Tony Gold, obviously, gotta be gold foils. And this entire deck is gonna be foiled out, guys, just because it's my favorite, and yeah. So, yeah, don't hate. I just like that it's my favorite deck, and it just looks awesome. And then we have Focus, Mind, Piccolo. I ran 2. Maybe you could take out 1 for another card, but you don't really need to run 2. I never saw him, but it did come in handy to drop it with Frieza's effect, or even like help you charge for blue, so you could objection a lot sooner. But yeah, you could get away with 1 honestly, or you could run 2 if you really if against a mirror match, keep it. If against anyone else, you don't really need it. So that's my big tip right there. 2 Focus Mind Piccolos, and then we have 3 at all costs Vegeta. This guy's amazing because you do want to search out, like I keep saying, against Janemba. You want to keep finding those key cards to continue to pretty much bring out your big boss cards, and Vegeta helps you do that. He's pretty much a 4-drop, restand in 1 energy, so he's a 3-drop draw card, which is very powerful for this guy especially. And if you're at 5 energies, you also you take 2 lives, and he gets triple strike. So you could pressure your opponent with this guy, or you could even go with game with this guy. With the way this deck revolves, you don't really have to go Viktor Strike if you don't need to. And we do run Ultimate Form Son Goku. This guy's amazing against Storm. You drop yourself at 3 and defend from there, and you bring him out. You're at 4 energies, you bring him out, don't awaken yet. You bring him out and restand your energy, and then you bring out the A-drop, you EX evolve on top of him, and you pretty much get triple attack against your opponent, because mainly Hero Storms, they kill themselves, they do the job for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And then we do run 3 full power Spirit Bomb Son Goku. I ran 3 just because you don't really need the 4th one, because you have this guy to EX evolve just in case. Or if they stall you out also, which Shenron does because their leader can't attack, which is the cool side about it. Like, the upside, he doesn't attack you, so you don't have to worry about a leader attacking you. Yeah, he has a broken effect, but it also comes in handy that they can't swing at you with another attack, and that's very helpful, honestly. And so you have him, take 2 lives, boost them 10k. It's not, you could do it more than once per turn, which is amazing, and you could pretty much pump them up to like 55 or 65, whatever you feel like doing, depending on what your life is. And then we do run the key card to evolve into Victory Strike, which is Son Goku Hope of Universe 7. Triple attack, like I said, it constantly pressures your opponent, and you can pretty much kill your opponent with just this card itself. I will give my own little tips if you can't get your hands on a Viktor Strike. There are certain cards I would add due to the meta. But let's move on to the deck. So we have that, and then we obviously have our Viktor Strike. It is a very expensive deck. I mean, a very expensive card, which makes this deck very expensive because of this guy right here. This guy is very powerful. You inflict 1 damage and you pretty much win the game. So you don't have to win with this guy. There are other key cards that could get you the W, which it pretty much did for me. I probably Viktor Strike 1 game, maybe 2 times at most. I think 2 games I Viktor Strike, but most of the time I actually won with this guy, and I'll show you. And it was Cold-Hearted Frieza. I ran 2. If Viktor Strike's too expensive, I would bump this up to 4, and I would bump this up to 4 also, because Shenron requires a lot of autos to work pretty much, and their extra cards and all that. So in order for all those effects to resolve, they have to crit themselves once he's out, and they don't really have a lot of board removal personally. So this guy is pretty much a game finisher against those decks. Anything that revolves the veggie package or anything like that, this guy just locks him out, and you pretty much you burn your opponent to death. And honestly, I really like this card. It came in handy a lot, and it's one of my favorite cards too. It looks so cool. But yeah, so I would substitute that. You don't really need to run Viktor Strike. If it's too expensive, you could bump that up to 4, and also the other one. And we do run the new Kami Global Unifier. This card came so in handy against anything that was barrier and that would try to lock you out, especially the Shenron Dog Trio lockout. I'd bring him out before they even like built the board and just popped everything and they got stuck. Or if you played against Shenron Veggies, which is it's very popular out there, this just demolishes it. Kami is like their worst. It's the kryptonite of that deck. It just pops it, and even Storm, it just pops it. So you don't have to waste your time attacking one at a time. It just bring them out, just nuke the field, and just that's it. They can't really extend their plays from there, and you put them in a really tough situation at that point. This card and this card pretty much were my MVPs at the tournament. Crisis Crusher Son Goku. Pick this up. This pretty much stalls your opponent out completely if they can't get rid of him. A lot of decks require 1-drops like Announcer or even Pan. Anything that needs the 1-drops to awaken to take a life, this stops it. You look for him, you see any deck that needs the 1-drops to take a life, you bring him out first hand, you mulligan for him, and they're pretty much locked out, and that's pretty much GG. They can't get rid of it. It's really hard to, especially when they can't swing with the 1-drops. It's pretty funny. And then we do, now moving on to the extra cards, we do run 3 Universe 7 representatives. You do want to see this card against Janemba because it's going to mill you out key cards you need. And against that deck, I would add another one just because you want to see your pieces for either Viktor Strike or even Frieza, so you can start locking out your opponent as fast as you can and start hurting them, burning them to death, or even just like Viktor Striking if you could afford it. And then we do run 3 Nimbuses. This is just for Storm, or even like, this is the kryptonite also to Shenron when they do the triple attack. You do this, they can't pretty much triple attack you anymore. It just becomes 2 attacks, and if you have Roshi in your hand, you can just negate it, and that's it. That's it. After they unawaken, they lost their Dragon Balls. They can't win anymore, which is a very powerful card. Nimbus is still super good, and then we do run super good. And then we do run 2 battering lasers, just because if you do decide to go Viktor Strike or even go for game with your Frieza, they're going to either try to Mafuba you if they run blue, or they're going to try to Nimbus you if you do the triple attack Goku. And honestly, this stops the play completely. And yeah, they're pretty much dead after that. After that, they can't stop you. You're just too powerful at that point. You battering laser them and they're like, oh, I'm dead, and then yeah, you win. And then we run 4 objections. You do want to ramp up fast as you can. With this, it's just, you have to, especially against Shenron and all that, you have to have really good amount of energy before they do, or keep up with them, because there's the mono blue version and then there's the blue yellow variation of Shenron, and they ramp up super quickly, so you want to keep up with them. And then we move on to the last card, which is Sensu Bean, which helps you defend against Storm and extend your plays. with your universe 7 cards when you're triple attacking them, or even like just trying to restand your energy to do more EX evolves and stuff. And there you guys have it. This is pretty much the U7 deck I won with. I think this is a strong competitor for Nats. If you guys want to use this deck for Nats or tweak it to your own playstyle, do it. I highly recommend it. It's such a powerful leader. Honestly, I'd run it. I would not be scared of Janemba personally, because there's so many other win cons with this deck that you don't really need Victory Strike. And yeah, there you guys have it. This is the deck I won with in my release tournament, and I hope you guys like it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and like we always say, y'all stay super.